Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 20 to 21 is one of those passages that it's hard to read. It talks about a young woman being stoned if she was found not to be a virgin on her wedding night. Now, at first reading, it sounds like gender bashing. What kind of God would do that? And what kind of God would allow that? But before we jump into conclusions, let us take a deeper look at the issue. The truth here is this passage is not exalting virginity as the highest virtue. It is addressing deception in a covenant relationship. You see, in ancient Israel, marriage was far more than a private romance. It was a covenant between tribes, between families, involving inheritance and honor and indeed deep trust. Virginity at marriage in ancient Israel symbolized not just sexual purity, but honesty and faithfulness within that covenant. So the issue in Deuteronomy 22 isn't about sexual past alone. It's about a woman entering marriage under false pretenses. She claimed to be someone she wasn't, and in a covenant relationship, that kind of deception is like having a cracked foundation. Eventually, it collapses. Now let us pause and ponder. Does this mean God values virginity more than character? Well, absolutely not. In 1 Samuel 16:7, I quote, "A man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." You can be a virgin, in other words, and still be dishonest. You can have a sexual past and be walking in truth today. So virginity itself isn't the virtue here. Truth is. And God values truth because truth is what builds trust, and trust is what allows love to grow. And that's why Jesus handled a similar case, very similar case, so differently in John 8:11. A woman caught in adultery was dragged before him. The law said she should be stoned. But Jesus, full of grace and truth, said, "Let the one without sin cast the first stone." Now, everyone left. Then Jesus looked squarely at the woman's face and said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." That's the heart of God. He's not looking to destroy people over their past. He's working to heal hearts currently, right now, rebuilding trust and restoring dignity in that person. So what does this mean for us today? Well, it means we need to teach our young people and ourselves, if you like, that purity isn't just physical. It is about integrity. It's about walking in the light, being honest with God, being honest with others, and honest with ourselves. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 6 says, "Love rejoices in the truth," unquote. Now, whether you are preparing for a marriage, rebuilding a relationship, rebuilding a community like ancient Israel, or simply learning to live as a disciple, we need to remember that God isn't asking for perfection. He is asking for honesty and integrity. Because love can survive a lot of things, but it cannot survive deception. So let's build relationships that reflect the heart of God in full grace, full truth, and covenant faithfulness. That's what Deuteronomy 22 is pointing us toward. It's not gender bashing. Blessings to all.